All right. Gone ahead and gone live. This will be a weird one. It'll probably be a pretty quick stream. Won't be doing 2 or 3 hours. Might stream until my wife gets home. So we'll see. Maybe an hour, maybe 2. We'll see. This is my first stream back after having my finger amputated, so probably chat about that a little bit and kind of go from there. Wanted to sneak in at least one stream this week, get my stitches out tomorrow, so may or may not stream tomorrow. Ugh. How am I feeling? Quick sign out. I'm feeling gassy. I just had a quick dinner, and I'll probably drink this Red Bull, which isn't going to help. But the finger is finger's doing all right. The surgery was a lot better than expected. Here, let me alter the music. It's a bit loud. Coding Caffeine, what's going on? Pattis, what's up? Rev Chumley, Costanza, Sirenth. Yeah. So Possum said, hope you're recovering well. Can't stick around. Want to say hi? Howdy. I don't know how long I'm going to stream tonight either, so don't feel bad. Thank you for popping by. Swanee, where at? Close or just in country? Bitburg. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to remember where. Let me see where Bitburg is. I know Bitburger beer. Bitburg. Wo bist du? That's pretty country. Yeah, you're, if I had to guess, 6-7 hours, I guess, away. Hey, Nova. What's up? Chaz Solo, Liz Biscuits. Yeah, it's funny you say that, the left shift thing. I actually did that, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I was typing and went to hit shift and it just wasn't working. It took me a couple tries and I was like, ah, shit. Like I realized that it just wasn't gonna, it's not happening. So we'll see. What's up, Nicodemus, Nibrock, Grix, Nova, Curly Goblin. What's up, Puddin'? How are you? Yeah, it's that'll be part of me making the case for a prosthetic, is that I do touch type, you know, and it does have an impact. But overall the surgery was super chill. I was a little nervous going into it. When we got there, Jasmine already knew that the anesthesiologists that were going to be on duty in that surgery ward were people that she knew from. They come over whenever her clinic's doing like general anesthetic surgeries for dental stuff, so she knows them from working with them. And so we get there, and one of the ladies she knows came out and said hi and stuff, and then they actually came out and let us know kind of where we were in line, because you just get there in the morning and just whenever they fit you in is your time to go. So we were there for a few hours, like think probably like maybe 3 or 4 hours before it was my time to get surgery. But it was cool because they came out and kind of let us know where we were in line, which was nice because then some of the other people that were waiting with us could get an idea as well. And so, yeah, we, when it was my turn, just went back there, you know, got changed and stuff, because it's like a 15-minute procedure. So it was like hours of waiting to go in. And then, boom, you know, they get you IV'd up and start the oxygen and stuff. There was no intubation, which was cool, so just oxygen. Chatted, joked a little bit. Did my little bedtime prayer, went to sleep, had really decent dreams. Like, I remember like, having pretty okay, like really good sleep. Woke up, zero pain because they had done a local anesthetic on this hand, the arm as well. So no pain, and they only prescribe like ibuprofen. So they're like, all right, you get ibuprofen. I was like, really? Oh shit. All right, we'll see about this. So got home, hung out, and basically everything was good. The anesthetic wore off on the hand, and I could start to feel it a little bit, but it was mainly just kind of like a throb. Ibuprofen, went to bed, woke up about 3 hours later with a bit of a throb, took more ibuprofen, did that again like 3 more hours later. So then the next day I go to have our orthopedist actually check the surgery, and everything looked good. But I told him like I'm taking a lot of ibuprofen, so they're like, okay, cool. Well, we can give you like a mild, like a minor opioid for it. And I haven't needed that really, except for I would take it right before bed just so I wouldn't wake up again with pain. Was taking that each night. Haven't really needed a painkiller until I started typing again a couple days ago, like full blown. And so typing a lot, I've got a lot of sensation. My finger like actually burns pretty good right now. So questions about the phantom limb sensation. I had that almost immediately, like feeling basically pain in the tip of my finger that's not there anymore, and other sensations. What I've been able to do is like I would not look at my hand, look at this hand, wiggle my fingers, and it would cause most of the phantom sensation to go away in that finger. So anytime it was going on, I could just wiggle my fingers and it would go away. I think the main reason why I'm feeling pain now is because this is a different bandage. It's just a very thin bandage now that's like on the skin, and it's pretty sensitive. Very sensitive. Yeah, and so they told me beforehand that you gotta get like a kid's, like a baby's toothbrush, very, very soft, and just kind of like agitate it. Swanee, the Microsoft built-in speech to text is actually pretty decent. I was using that when I broke my knuckle, and now I've used that previously, but it's still annoying. Like I just want to type. So the last few days I've just been typing. But the sensitivity is definitely something I'll have to get used to. I banged it a few times, and yeah, it's definitely one of those things where you bang it nice and good into something, and it's just stop for a second and be like, fuck, all right, I don't want to do that often. So thanks, D. I appreciate that. Was the dream about Eminem being finished? I honestly don't remember what it was. It was just good, so maybe yeah. Liz said you'd think my bowel thing would have had some serious painkillers. Didn't have any. Nope, absolutely none. Yeah, it's interesting. It's not America over here. Yeah, even like right now, it's super sensitive. Like I'm feeling it a lot now, but I've also been typing a bit today, and yeah, so I'm sitting here now. So we'll see. Like I said, this may be a relatively quick stream. I just want to check in with folks and let you see my new setup. Now you only have help counting the 9.5. It was funny. The guy at the chicken truck, where the Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's a farmer's market just right here, and so I'll always go and get their chicken because it's way better. And one of the younger guys there is a big football fan, and so we'll talk in English and we'll talk about football or whatever. And he asked me how many I wanted of something, and I just instinctively went like this, 4. After he had been like talking about surgery, he's like, oh man, oh no, and I was like 4, and just held my hand up. I guess I didn't think about it because to me, I'm thinking it's 4 fingers. I guess to him, it's just me holding my hand up. He's just immediately like started laughing so hard. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, that's hilarious, dude. It's but his response of like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done it. I was like, no, that's brilliant. Good on you. Just banged it again. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with it. So we'll go tomorrow and get the stitches out. I've got pictures, but I haven't posted anything except for bandage pictures. But I've got pictures of all of it all along. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll post those on like a private thread or a separate thread or something. It's honestly, it's really not bad at all. And when I get stitches out tomorrow, after that, it'll probably not be bandaged, but there's like a silicone like sheath that you should put on it to help it form and all that stuff. I'm gonna have Zukin whip up a prosthetic to print. Yeah, if the prosthetics place here can't come through with getting the one that I want, then we'll have to print some stuff up. Twitch is showing like a really shitty red looking bitrate. Let me know if any problems are going on your end. How would he have taken it if you respond? How would you have taken it if you responded? So 3 1/4 chicken fingers. I would have laughed. Yeah. All for a Pinky Fund Me page. Listen, before I would ask for that much money from the community for a Pinky, we would definitely be pulling money together to buy the Nomely Fans domain. Liz said was in it was a bit funky earlier, but nothing desperate other than your lovely face is not a lot of detail to be worried for. Yeah, wait, huh? Other than your lovely face is not a lot of detail to be. Are you saying that my lovely face is normally detailed and it's not now, or it's just my camera sucks and you can't really ever see my face, so it's all good? Either one works. Face is fine is more like it's not like we're trying to read tiny ass code fonts. Fair. Okay, cool. Throw up servers, set goals for hours, and all donations go to Pinky. Hey, Redson. We can't do that. We can't do that. So as you probably saw on Discord, we will be disclosing more. Well, not more. We're going to disclose a shitload of detail. And I think I mentioned this in a previous stream, which then led to the conversation in Discord, which leads us back here. We're working on it right now. That's one of the things that we're working on behind the scenes, is just getting you guys, we'll be getting you all the details of what we think our plans are for the coming years, and we'll see what you think about it. So it's pretty exciting. We definitely are excited to spill the beans and all that stuff. But it will be, I think I can speak to what I'm fairly certain we're going to deliver. So roadmap's always an interesting one. We've got that Trello board deconstruction. We're going to update that, but that's more of a deconstruction than a roadmap. But we will be putting together something that feels a lot more like a roadmap. Just keep in mind that we may be moving things around or whatever as we go. We are road mapping the rest of the project. Well, not the entire project, naturally. It's a big project, but we're road mapping the rest of what's needed to finish proof of concept behind the scenes right now. So there'll be that information. We'll be giving you a set of dates that we feel are they work for us. Like, you know, things change, shit can change. I think everybody will know that going into it, but it will be a set of dates that we feel pretty confident about in terms of wrapping up proof of concept and then going into a different state from there. We'll update. We'll have a specific FAQ related to all of that. So essentially, where we're going from proof of concept forward. There's been some debate on sort of the semantics of what we would be looking to go into in terms of, are we just going live? Is it called early access? Is it called some other thing? So there's some ideas on that will continue. We've been discussing it internally. There's some different thoughts there. We've picked a path that we're pretty cool with, but there may be some better ways of framing it for all of you. So we'll work on that verbiage to put out and make sure first the team's happy with it, and then if the team's happy with, you know, our finalized plan, finalized plan. We've had a big discussion on all of this with the team previously, and folks were good. There were some questions, blah, blah, blah. I think we'll pitch out a little more, you know, to the team on just kind of like some thoughts on how do we frame it? What are we actually calling it? This and that. We'll get that wrapped up before the end of the month. So what else? So update the existing roadmap, make something that feels a bit more like an actual roadmap. Get you guys very specific time frames in terms of when we're moving out of proof of concept and then into a playable state. We'll be clear on what content will be available. It's funny, I've run out of fingers. Rediker, there you go. What content will be available, what we anticipate the state of the game to be like, right? So when we say wrap up proof of concept, I mean, I can say this because I've said it before. For us, we're not done with proof of concept until the game is playable. We have a good understanding of the game, 1 to max level. We've got content available for everything that you do, 1 to max level. We've got all core systems in game. We've got, well, it sounded like we've been doing and we're going to continue to sort of push all classes. Haven't heard anything from Nick to the contrary on that so far, so let's say that. We may not have all races available, but all classes. And yeah, and so we'll be posting all of that. So in very explicit detail, what you should expect when we're done with proof of concept. Excuse me. We'll be posting kind of a bit of a history as well. So a detailed reverse roadmap, so you can see how the project has actually evolved over the years, because it gets easy for people that are newer to the project to be like, hey, yo, Discord's been up for 4 years. Like, why don't they have like, and they've got a decent sized team. Why don't they have 4 years worth of game built, or what does that mean? Or right. Or whatever. So we'll provide as well. And this is something we've already worked on. It's one of the things I've been working on like this week, is we'll also provide like a progression where you can see kind of the people that are currently on the team, when each person came onto the team, what our major milestones were through that, right? So for each of the 4 years, boom, 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 coming up. So we'll post that as well. We're gonna post a more detailed breakdown of like kind of what systems and what features came online as a separate thing, boom, 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 during those years, so you can see our rate of progress. We're going to post the like I think I've said before, kind of like a aggregated overview of our finances. So what does it cost us to get to this point, right? So we'll be posting essentially like maybe a pie chart or something. So it's not, we're not going to tell you every detail. It's none of your business. Like you don't need to know how much we paid this lawyer there or whatever, right? Like, or who the contractors were. But we can say like, this much goes to contractors, this much goes to legal, this much has gone to, monthly sort of expenses, like our sort of operating expenses, like software and stuff like that. So we'll break that down for you so you can kind of see the total. Don't forget to add team size to that, because it seemed like one, but today 23 years ago is 5. Oh, it'll show not just the team size for each year, but explicitly who joined each year. So it may be useful for others who have wanted to start a game. What is like? Yeah, I think the overview should be enough. And then if people have like, if they want a more detailed breakdown because they're working on a game, they can always hit us up and we'll talk about it, right? But just for readability and just kind of to generalize a bit, we'll put it up, there. Yeah, and I think just seeing all of these details will help people understand in general kind of like what it may take, or how, at least what our path's like. And you can really see that like in the last year, 2 years, the team's really kind of grown, and that's why you're seeing the progress that we've been making, right? Because if you look, even adding, when we added kind of when we really grew the team, it was in 2021, but it was like late 2021. Like we were bringing Pattis and Zukin, and I believe it was John and Gary roughly at the same time, and then Goblin. That was all kind of like October, November, December, and then we're going into like 2022, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll have that all presented. We're gonna dedicate like. We're going to update the website. We'll dedicate pages to this specific information. And then we'll tell you, all right, this is what it's cost us to get to this point. And we'll explain to you what we'd like to do moving forward, right? So once we go into a phase where we're taking money from you guys, we will post, maybe not monthly, but maybe like a quarterly, just like you see from somebody just, I think maybe when I was talking to John, I was talking to somebody recently, maybe it was John, that was like kind of like a shareholders report, right? So we'll do updates once we're live that says, again, kind of aggregated generalized amounts. This is how much we brought in, and this is where we're allocating it. And we'll tell people to plan like, hey, if we happen to have enough interest from you guys, that we've got enough cash to like be able to bring a couple of our people that are freelancers onto the team, as like a dedicated resource. Probably early on they'd still be freelancers, but we'd be paying for all of their time. Then we would do that, right? And we'll slowly just kind of ramp up as resources allow, and it will show you kind of how we're building the company in the background. Typhuso says, greetings from Freeport, Maine. Finally catching the stream live. Oh, one of our most favorite, most frequent community members is in Freeport. He's always showing us that really cool McDonald's that you have there. He's super, super, super cool guy. Let's see. Cricket74 said, so kind of like Star Citizens milestones. In terms of the information, maybe I'd have to like dig into them, but in terms of like how we're handling it, we'd be providing all this once we go into a state where people can play full time and they're paying to play. And I say it that way because there's been some back and forth on the semantics of what that's called. And we'll work through that before we post all this at the end of the month. Let's see. What else am I forgetting? We'll have all that information. That sounds about like all of it. So then you guys should have a pretty good understanding of what the projects look like to date, what we are going to get done by the end of proof of concept, when we think that is, and then how we want to move forward with things after that. And folks can make their assessment as to whether or not they're still excited about the project. Like I said, we're going to tell you what's going to be in the wrap up the proof of concept. We should be able to also detail, what we feel the next, like the first big content push after proof of concept is going to be as well. So that's that. And then the answer, the answer to everybody's question of when can we play and all that stuff will be out there. Do you guys feel like I missed anything? And we'll have it all posted on the website. We'll maintain it at least as good as we currently maintain our roadmap. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty excited about it. Fabrizio, hello. So, as a team, I think we're excited just to kind of get that out there. Mainly, again, because we're excited about the possibility of getting to the point where the game is in your hands, even though it's going to be a while. But at least then you'll know what that means. Like, you'll know what the while is. Hey, Tannhauser. Let's see. And then I'm also excited just because I'm curious to see what the response is, right? I think we've had the open question for the duration of our time streaming and working on the game of like, do people really understand our capabilities in terms of rate, in terms of the rate at which we can produce the game? There's always a concern that you guys are thinking that we're hiding like 30 zones behind the scenes or something that you haven't seen before. And then one day when we're, some year from now when we're like, oh, all right, you can play. You're like, oh shit, here's all this wonderful content and all these zones that we've never seen before. And you guys have been so busy. It's just, the game will be of a certain scope when we go live. And then we'll continue to grow the game. And, hopefully you guys are into it. All you really want while you wait is Eminem's playlist on Spotify. I'm gonna ask Robert about that again. I wonder if there's a reason why we didn't. He's a music guy, so he knows the details. Nicodemus says, I love how open we've been with development. I think it's refreshingly different, a bit bold too. It's definitely different. Hey, Sam, what's going on? It's definitely different. I like it. As somebody that's worked in game development for a long time, I find it to be fun. I think the other thing that it helps with as well is you can look at our plans and you can tell us if you don't like them. So it is feasible to look at our plans and be like, I don't agree with your plans, but I'm hoping that no one can look at our plans and go, oh, these guys tried to swindle us or bullshit us or any of that. And again, I think the biggest concern or the biggest risk that we've got, I think, in kind of the immediate future with letting you see all this information, like putting this information out there, is I think the only thing maybe some people could try to pull is like, we've always said we don't want to take your money until there's a game for you to play. And we've been pretty good about that, right? And we've been doing this for years. And we've said we're not going to take your money until there's a game to play. My only worry with any of this is essentially the response of if we go live anytime before the game is absolutely 100% finished, then people are going to be like, oh, well, you said you weren't going to take our money until the game was finished. And it's like, that's not what we said. We've always said, we don't want to take your money until there's a game that you can play. And then when we take your money, we basically want to have you be able to play the game normally. Now, the scope of the content is always something that we've said, when we finish proof of concept, we'll be finished with proof of concept when there is a playable game that is got all the core systems in and plays the way the game's going to play. And the main challenge we have in front of us from that point forward is scaling the content. So that'll be the one. That'll be the question that I'm curious. And those of you watching the VOD, you've probably seen we do read all the comments. Very, very rarely delete any comments. Trying to think of, usually the only time we delete comments is if it's just really, really horrible about somebody else. But even then, like some of the stuff that people have said about other games or whatever, we just kind of ignore. You're not going to get like a thumbs up or whatever. Probably not going to get a response, but we don't delete them. So be curious to see, now that we're hitting the point where we're talking about putting the game in your hands and taking some money. We'll see if the honeymoon wears off. Grumpy TV said your butt stinks. You can say that. Like if you want to comment about my stinky butt, that's fine. No lies detected. You wear the team out with all your deleted posts on our videos? Or have you been saying bad things? I know you're just kidding, because I'm the one that's often clicking like on a lot of the posts and not deleting stuff, but like commenting and shit. Responding, I guess is the word I'm looking for. In chat in general, you kid. Yeah. No, you're a sweetheart. We never have to worry about anything from you. Yeah, the tower is cool. Rediker, it's not a spaceship. Saren says, honestly, as long as the core gameplay items are there and the classes are playable, adding in races later, as long as it's stated, X-Race will be available post-launch. I think it'll go well. Other MMOs add races post-launch with expansions and updates. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're hoping. So one of the things that we're trying to do with putting the roadmaps together that show kind of the retrospective roadmap, like the reverse roadmap, how did we get here, and then showing the actual roadmap, which before we go live in any capacity, we've got to hit that roadmap. What we're hoping to do is make it so that you can see that even though we may not be the fastest team in the world, we're consistent. And as long as we can just be consistent, boom, 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 then when we tell you, hey, and this next thing's coming up, and we're going to release this next area, and it's going to include blah, 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 and we just can kind of keep that rhythm and keep delivering, then we're hoping that over time, you know, especially if we've got support, we've got some resources start to come in or whatever, we can only move, like we can move faster, not necessarily slower, and you know, improve the level of transparency that we have, and just kind of take you on this journey with us, I guess. That tower looks even cooler than Kern's tower. Where is that? In the glass flats? Yeah. Grumpy says, if I can log in, have an adventure, gain a level, get some gear, make friends, and it's ready to be paid for. Well, and we're hoping to provide you with much more than that. And like I said, we're going to be really clear about what's going to be available. Very clear. Hyper detailed clear. Nick's already written up like a nice, beautiful breakdown on this stuff as well that we'll update as we go. And so we'll have all of that on the website. Taifuso says, are there any plans at all for supporter requested inspired NPCs? My dad and I used to play EQ together when I was a kid. I plan to play Eminem with mine when they're old enough. I was thinking about how cool it would be if my father's EQ character, Gnome Cleric, could appear by name as like a class trainer or something. You know, we're always careful to make sure that we manage expectations on stuff like that. I would say that, you know, folks that are folks that are staples in our community, you never know. You never know. You never know, right? But there's no plan for like a easy way to do that or a guaranteed way to make that happen or anything like that. So we had a community member pass away last year, and we worked with some of his friends to get him in game. So there'll be, I mean, it's our game. We can do whatever we want. We just always want to be careful to manage expectations and not overpromise stuff or anything like that. Sparrow says, you guys are crazy consistent and blown away at the pace and amount of game you have already. I appreciate that. Yeah, and we're hoping that as we break it down more, it will, it will really kind of show the path so far. And then hopefully we can continue to hit our targets as we go. Let's see. Are paladins getting magical holy weapons? Probably, if I had to guess. Any plans to remove race pre-launch? For example, gnomes. John's looking to have the shortest tenure of any team member to date. Cool, I just modded you, John. Everybody, welcome John NS to the team. John just started with us as QA yesterday. He has, but he has been a very, very consistent pain in our ass for a long time now. So we know him well. The secret to getting on the team apparently is to cross the 1 million dad jokes in a year threshold. Let's see. Converter said, "Happy Thursday, Sean. Hope all is well with you and the team. OMG. Joined at the right time talking about Clint the Innocent." Yes, I am. You'll be able to purchase from him in the next playtest. Springfield says, "Appreciate you all's work, and it takes a lot to make a game. Watching it grow is cool. Bringing that old school MMO feeling back with new characters, lore, some quality of life improvements, and a new take on classes is great. Looking forward to exploring the environments." Right on. I'm excited. I can't wait for us to have another playtest, but it's not going to be soon. There's a few things that we really want to get done beforehand. McAaron says, "Do you have plans for after live or paying for access, whatever, on how to deal with items that are unexpectedly powerful and need to be taken out? Namely, as to what happens to items already attained by players." I mean, if something's just got to get nerfed, it's going to get nerfed. It's always sad when it happens and people get upset, but if we need to fix it, then we'll fix it. I don't know if there'll be some items that are kind of those ones where you're like, I'll just leave it at that. I think the easiest way to express it is we'll deal with it as it comes up, but odds are if something just needs to be nerfed, then it'll be nerfed. I don't know if you guys have been watching the other streams. Have you seen, we got the moon cycles in. We got the lunar cycles in, both in art and in data now, so that we can start to, start to use those. Converter, you are very welcome. And Taifuso, okay, I'm glad that was I'm glad that was a good enough answer for you. And everybody welcomed John. Good. Yeah, John's been super consistent in terms of just being a great guy in Discord, and just always communicating with us really well whenever we've had testing opportunities. John's been in there and has provided a humongous amount of value. So C-Jack said, "Is it we modeled how these celestial bodies would actually move through the sky, or is it we made the moons do whatever was coolest?" Kind of in the middle. It's You'd have to talk to Ali about how he actually modeled it. I think the orbits are fudged a little bit, right? There's some, we're not getting too crazy with differences in placement and stuff at this time, but the different moons do basically go through different moon phases, which are then tied into data. So it provides like a aesthetic clue. We'll see in a minute. And then it'll allow us to do things like have certain things spawn or be available or unlock or whatever, depending on the cycle. The approach that we're taking right now is a Groundhog Day approach, where essentially it's the in-game year is mapped day by day to the real world year, right? So a day is a day. But in our game, the same day just recurs 20 times in a real life day. And the reason for that is just because to do it any more granular or whatever is a pain in the ass to then plan events. And then what if you didn't get off work, in time to be there for this particular night? And right, like none of that bullshit. Basically, we'll just Groundhog Day the in-game day 20 times and then move into the next one. So you should have like 20 opportunities to sort of see, like if it's all full moons or whatever, and there's a reagent that can only be gathered during that, then, right, at least you have that opportunity there. Can druids casting be tied to a lunar cycle? In theory, they could. In theory, we could do something along those lines. Whether or not we're going to, can't say, but in theory they could. Please ignore the crazy glow on the crystals and stuff. We're still, don't mind our dust or whatever it's called. Excuse our dust. CJX said, I spent so much time at that canceled project working out day-night cycles and stuff, like 3 full work weeks or work days. Sorry, I was like, but I could believe work weeks as well. I could believe it based on what that project was going to be. I could absolutely believe it. You still want trap floors predicated on moon phase? I think we can do that now. We can definitely do traps predicated on moon phase now in data. Whether astronomical conditional spells would be sick, I think that's also doable. And the reason why I say I think is just that's my soft way of like not over promising or whatever. But if I had to guess, yeah, we can do it. Whether or not we're going to. How about a werewolf cycle where the player becomes a werewolf? They have to be mindful of the lunar cycle lest they transform in the middle of the city and aggro all the guards. Grix, I'm not going to say, we haven't discussed that. Wait, that's like the triple negative. I guess the less stupid way to say it is we've discussed ideas like that. Stay tuned. Grumpy says, I have so many good ideas I like to see happen in this game. Stuff I designed like 20 plus years ago. Well, we're always chatting in Discord and stuff, so. CJX says, we ended up with the term video game summertime for our fictional time zone, with daytime being equal to the sum of nighttime and dawn and dusk time. Oh, to make it like a Scandinavian summer where the sun's up just forever. I think Ollie may actually be doing something different spatially depending on the lunar cycle as well. Because I don't remember there being this much separation in the moons before, and I could have sworn I've seen recent screenshots where the moons were in a different placement. So Ollie may be modeling this a lot crazier than I thought. Reb Chumley says, with the new moon cycles, I request a new moon festival or something for all the poor blind as a bat humans to do when it's so dark you can't see 3 feet in front of you. Fair. So Justin says, I have good and bad news about my eyes. I'm kind of relieved actually after too many doctor visits. They can give me some glasses and it would help, which is news to me. However, it's all they can do. There's a ton of scarring and I've had 3 surgeries, so that's all she wrote. Well, I say we focus on the positive part of that. The fact that they can get you some glasses and they will help, I think is really good news. So let's focus on the positive. Let's see. It's interesting that you guys wanted to shorten the night for the game that you were working on at the time. Because I would think that nighttime would be prime time for that game. You know what, John? One of the things that we may want to make a note of, or at least see if we can confirm with Ollie, is sorry, I just had a notification pop up and I checked it. Whether or not we can manually set the moon phase on the server to test things. We're going to need the ability to set the moon phase, because if we can trigger things with a moon phase, then we're going to need to be able to test those things without waiting until that rolls around next month or whatever. Justin said, now I can't actually afford them, so anyone want to rob a bank many dollars and it's not covered by insurance, because that would be easy. Just going to get decent magnifying glass and call it a day. Well, that sucks, dude. Are you absolutely certain there's not something they can, there's not some way to petition somebody in the government or something? Have my case manager looking into programs. Cool. Yeah, I was trying to remember the term for case manager. I was like, don't you have a person? Can't you put your people on it, Justin Beard? Get your best people on it. All right. So, yeah. Man. Fingers a bit pingy today. Oh, so just a heads up. Just as I'm getting the stitches out tomorrow and recovering still with the finger over the next 2 weeks, on April 2nd, that's a Tuesday, I have my neck surgery for my shoulder. And so I will probably only be streaming next week, the week after, and then I'll be gone again for, I don't know, like a week or something like that. At least a week, maybe 2, we'll see. Because I don't know how comfortable it's going to be. But yep, I'm going to get all my parts fixed. Get all my parts fixed early this year, and then hopefully I will be in good working condition for the next couple of years. Nate the Sound Ninja says, "Hey Robot, I believe I see you in Joe's stream all the time, but trying to swing by streams I don't normally see. Sorry to hear about the finger. See me in Joe's stream. Lately, I haven't been in anybody's stream, so I feel bad. Where's the third moon? What's going on with this lunar cycle?" There may be somebody impersonating me out there. Oh, I forgot we've got the actual... We've started implementing the days and things like that as well. Here, let me unlock this. So next time you're in game and you do /time, you'll be getting game-specific... The game time, the actual game date... and all that stuff as well. And we'll be modifying some of these as we go, but... CJX says, "Oh, I love a ridiculous fantasy calendar." We are definitely... So, we've actually talked about what if we have more than one calendar, depending on maybe who you are or what language you're speaking or something like that. So that you can tap into other interpretations of the calendar. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. But it's all just data, right? What's up, Robert? Oh man, the allergies are hitting you. Oof. It's not warm enough here yet for the allergies to kick in. Grumpy said, "Whoa, where the fuck's your finger go?" I got it chopped off. All the cool kids are doing it. I went to the barbershop to make an appointment earlier today, and the guy looked and was like, "Oh no, what happened?" I told him my dog bit it off. And just complete deadpan when I said it as well. And like he just looked at me like waiting for me to break, and I'm like, and he's like, "Your dog? The little one?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Really?" Like, no. 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 But I told Jasmine I'm gonna come up with 100 different stories. I know it's fantasy, but having one moon is full while the other moon is a crescent below suggests there should be another sun in the sky. We're gonna skim past any of that stuff. Who says there's not a sun somewhere? I don't know. Just go with it. Scuffed Boomer says Yakuza gangster stuff there, taking pinky fingers. Yeah, somebody said that on Discord, I think, with the tattoos. It's a black hole sun. It's funny you say that. Different calendars for different languages is fun, especially the thing of them slowly slipping out of agreement about what year it is. Yeah. So this is, let's see, what time is it now? It's 10. So let me time set 3 a.m. Oh, hey Simon. Game 10, yeah. What is it called when the moon's completely blacked out? New moon? Okay. So the third moon must be a new moon then. Because it should be up there somewhere. I just don't see it. Sea Jack, it may be. It may very well be. Didn't a lot of those old fantasy boomers that we all grew up reading the work of, didn't they do a lot of that sort of, is it really that far away kind of stuff? I mean, Forgotten Realms, the whole idea was that it was a realm that we've forgotten, right? Server's going to be coming down in 60 seconds. Yeah, I'm trying to spot where that other moon would be. Oh, no worries first. Zone. Taled says, I just want to see a massive comet every 6 to 7 years. In-game years? Or wait, no, that would still be 6 to 7 years. Maybe it'll be more frequent than that. Swanee, vielen Glück. Ich wünsche dir einen schönen Abend. Viel Spaß im Edeka. Hey, Zoidberg. Dust storm at night, so epically awesome. I still think it's a little too yellow at night. The extent of your German, it's zwei Cappuccino. Minuten, bitte? Was bitte? To go. Oh, zu mitnehmen. Zu, ZU, space, mitnehmen. Mit, MIT, space, nehmen. Which I think is N-E-H, M-E-N? Nehmen? I can't spell worth a shit either. I forget what it is usually. End up saying it wrong and then saying to go, and then they speak English with me. Right on. That's the way to do it. I don't think I've ever done that. Poop Maker said silhouette looked like Darth Vader. Yeah, we hear that a bunch, but it's totally not that because we don't want to be sued. Went to Metz, France yesterday, and I just straight up asked the lady at cheese counter if she spoke English because I don't know a lick of French. Yeah. Fortunately, Jasmine knows a bit. question, what feature are you most excited about that might be implemented next soonish? Yeah, weird. I see 0 errors on my end, except for the shitty bitrate, but that's been showing shitty bitrate ever since we started the stream. We'll see. We'll see if it actually cuts off the VOD. It's probably going to cut off the VOD. So, if you're watching this VOD shortly after the first VOD, welcome back. Twitch is doing some weird stuff. Stream got cut off. Can't put your finger onto why. I thought I was answering a question when it got cut off. What was... Probably nothing important. What happened to my finger? Dog bit me. Goblin stole it. That's a good one. You're right. Azafel, I do need probably a pinky or finger or both command. That would definitely help. So, with you guys, I don't know that I should have a finger command. You'll just giggle a bunch. So pinky it is. Oh, you were asking what feature I'm excited about coming soon. That's right, Quixana. I think some more housing implementation will be cool. Mounts I'm excited about, just because I think that's going to be a fun addition to kind of the feel to the game. I think I'm mostly excited about content coming up, like just content that we're working on. There's probably like some tools and other stuff or other features I'm forgetting. I'm actually trying to bring up one of our roadmaps right now so I can cheat. Oh my gosh. So I can cheat with the answer. The thing I'm absolutely most excited about, I really am absolutely most excited about, is they're working on getting Night Harbor ready to update all the textures, basically use the new shaders, and have Night Harbor look really, really dope. So, but let me see, what do we got on the roadmap that I should be alluding to right now? Ooh, yeah. Focus on trade skills. Focus on trade skills coming up. I'll be very excited about. That's going to be before housing is finished off and mounts. So, yeah, I'm pretty amped to see what we end up doing there. There's so much, I mean, there's so much diversity with the trade skills and so many things that we want to do. I'm really excited to see how we continue to sort of add to those and improve it and get more stuff going on. So hopefully we'll be having a lot more like just trade skill discussions and stuff as well. Maybe we'll do another brainstorm session soon. The problem with the brainstorm sessions now is usually I'm typing so damn much. Will there be an overlap between housing and trade skills? Absolutely. Absolutely. Definite overlap in housing, trade skills, and then like NPCs / in-city spaces. Will there be any trade skills that are race class dependent / exclusive? I think that's come up before, and we were worried about it being too constraining for the entire skill to be that way, but maybe certain recipes or ease of availability of certain containers, or what do you call it? Essentially the things that you need. So there may be some of that going on. Sparrow says, although I'm horrible about using clickable situational items that just take up bag space, there's nothing horrible about that. That's at least 30% of the fun of the game. Could brainstorm using voice to chat, or I could just enlist somebody to help me document it, because a lot of it's just copy paste. Well, a lot of it is just copy paste, so maybe I could just do a lot of copying and pasting. Or you know what we could do? Maybe we would do it with like a Google Doc, and then I can get some people to help, and then we'll just be smashing in notes into the Google Doc, and we can clean it up later. I think that's the best way. Not to say no, but yes, but. I think the way I've heard people use that, they're like yes and instead of yes but. Not no, just yes but. I'm very into yes but. Cool. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do that soon, but not right away, because I do think it'd be nice to also let the team know and get some thinking going with just kind of where we think we're heading with trade skills, or what questions we want to ask. But what I was picturing was maybe doing a brainstorm session where we just list out all the various trade skills and we just go through. We just spend a bit of time. So like Sparrow said, her favorites are, I just saw it up there, provisioning and alchemy, right? And so it's just like we hit the various ones like provisioning, alchemy. There's a question about what cartography does. And those of you that have maybe played like UO or whatever could be like, oh, I've got ideas for cartography. Will crafted armor and weapons be stronger than those found in the world by defeating enemies, or will they only be cosmetic in nature? I believe the plan is to integrate a fair number of crafting drops into defeating enemies, especially, right? Like, so it's kind of like that idea of, and I don't think it's original. I think maybe even like EQ or whatever's done it, right? Like if you're getting a dragon scale, and you're getting a cloak of flames, and you're getting a whatever, then why shouldn't you be able to make something with that scale, or with that bone, or with claw or fang, or whatever? So it'll be a mix of unique items that are thematic, that are cool drops, because we all love cool drops, and then a mix of I think I was talking to somebody recently about this, where we were talking about this very thing. And so my thing is, I don't know, was it first or who? I was talking to somebody about this recently. And it's like, on one hand, it's cool to be able to get the feathers off of Quillmane and make something, or maybe get a feather from Quillmane and get a feather from this rare, Aviac and get a feather from this other thing and then make something cool. That's cool. But I would hope that we don't get away from just having the cloak drop, right? Or just having the leggings drop. Because there's like a suspension of disbelief or whatever. It's like, oh, this thing's flapping around and it's got feathers, and you kill it and it just drops a feather cloak. That's obviously, that's kind of gamey or whatever, but it's fucking cool. That's nice. It's fun. It's right. Like, why did this thing drop leggings? Well, and so I think if you, oh, was it you, Robert? Maybe it was when we were talking then. Maybe that was. No, but you're just talking about the spawning. Were we talking about the trade skill part of it? I don't know. Yeah, so I think so Robert, we were just talking about the spawning and the camp and stuff. And then first, I think we were talking about the drops part of it. And it just happened to be a coincidence that we were talking about Quillmane in both cases. But because that's the thing, like, I could see where you could go kind of overboard and just be like, all these monsters, all they drop is components, and then they all have to be crafted into items. And I don't like that as much personally. I just think it was like there's something about that immediate, dopamine hit of getting a cool named item off of a monster. It's too awesome. It's too awesome. If it's a Friday stream, I can assist as well. First can be primary assist. I guess that makes me second. That would make you second. I don't know that we're gonna do it tomorrow, but maybe we could try it next week, Friday. And we'll see. So one of the things I was not expecting, and I think this is a real thing, maybe it's psychosomatic, or whatever. But the couple of weeks after, so tomorrow will be 2 weeks exactly since I had the surgery. I haven't had a lot of pain, like I said, until the last couple of days, typing a lot. And even that's been manageable, but I have been super sleepy. That said, the last doctor's appointment, because we changed the bandages, like Jasmine just does them for me, every 2 days. And the last doctor's appointment was, I guess, Monday. They're like, oh man, you got really lucky. The healing has just been super good. It's healed really, really well, super fast. Shockingly fast. It's basically like just getting a cut. It's already kind of healed. Stitches come out tomorrow. But I was like, I'm not lucky. I take naps. That's the secret to healing. Just take naps. Take a fair number of naps. Fair number of naps. Is that English? Take a lot of naps and go to bed early. I climbed in bed yesterday at 8:30 p.m. And so we'll see if that's why I wanted to just stream, because Jasmine's got a work thing. So I was like, let me just stream early tonight and hop on for a little bit so you guys know I'm still alive. And then I'll wave with my new hand and say hi and shit, and then be able to go to bed at a reasonable hour. Arctic Noob says, glad to hear that you're doing well for the most part after your surgery. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was just, again, I can only say, I was not sure what to expect going into it at all. You know, and I'll be honest, I was really, you know, there was some worry about it being painful after the fact and all that stuff, but the surgery was awesome. Really, really well done. Like, I want to get those folks a nice big Easter basket and take it over there. And just because it was handled really well, went really smooth, everything was awesome. Pain was minimal the first week. Just like I said, sleeping a lot, and then the only like legit kind of feels like a giant paper cut kind of burny pain has just been as my activity level picked up this week. And just trying to get caught up with stuff. It's, you know, increased, but it's like, I'll live. Be More Gaming says, I got the cloak by chance once because Coolman was just happening to fly by me while I was killing koalas. That's how my ex-wife like got her ancient cyclops one day. She was just running through a zone and asked the guild. She's like, is the ancient cyclops the one for the quest? He's like, yes, what? She's like, okay, I'm gonna kill it. And she was like a decked out max level at the time. I think it was only 60 levels, like just super geared up, level 60 rogue, and just like smashed it. Nicodemus says, I used to stay out till 3 a.m. every night. Now when I start getting tired, I look at the time, it's like 9 p.m. What the hell happened? That's honestly, that's just what I've been doing the last 2 weeks is I'll look at Jasmine and be like, hey, you wanna head up and go to bed and we can read? It'd be early. She's always down, so go up there, read a bit, crash out. Oh man, I cannot wait to get the shoulder surgery done, go through a bit of physical therapy, and then start working out again. I feel like I'm getting super skinny, like super skinny now. I just haven't been like, I haven't been able to use our weight room in, it feels like a couple months now. Because I stopped a month before the previously scheduled shoulder surgery time because they were like, you need to stop working out. And that was supposed to happen like, what? End of last month? Sometime in February. It's supposed to be like February 14th, I think. I think it was supposed to be like Valentine's Day or something like that, or February something. And then they had to postpone it. Yeah. So let's see. It is, I've streamed for an hour and a half. And what I'll probably do is, since we are at an hour and a half mark, I'll probably wrap up for tonight. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. And if everything's feeling okay, then you need to stop working out. I know I'm pretty swole, right? It's funny. What I'll do is I'll wrap up for tonight. I'll see if things feel good tomorrow. Then I'll maybe stream some work tomorrow. I need to catch up with Simon, and then maybe I could do a little bit of work in Glass Flats if he's not in there tomorrow during the stream. And yeah, if not, then I'll see you guys next week for sure. And we'll play it by ear. And then that will be that. But like I said, I felt bad that I haven't streamed any last week. And yeah. And I'm really excited to continue to work on the information that we want to get out about end of proof of concept and all that stuff. And that's stuff that I've got to do offline as well. So yeah, Quixana, thank you. Sparrow, you have a great one as well. But it's Thursday, so if I don't see you tomorrow, have a great weekend. Talet, see you in Discord probably. I always mess this up. Is Ione or Leon? Either way. Thanks for being here, Rev Chumley. See you, bud. Pinky Promise on the stream. That's a good one. I like that. I'm going to say that a lot. Thank you, Pinky Promise. Oh my God, that's so good. You guys are the best. See you, Dragon. Dragon accidentally hit the caps lock key with his pinky. See you, B More. See you, Nicodemus. Have a great day at work. Dadvik, thanks for being here. Stonelistic, appreciate you as well. Simon said Glass Flats is all yours tomorrow, buddy. Thank you, sir. Cool. See you, Justin Beard. There was somebody else in here from your city in Maine. You'll have to ask around. See you, Nick. Mustang Spy. See you. Robert, see you. Vash, see you. I always want to say Vash, but it's Vash, right? You'll have to tell me again for the 15th time. Chinny D, thanks. See you in Discord, buddy. Poop Maker, always nice to say your name out loud. Thanks for being here. Grix, later. Ash, yes. Okay, cool. I always feel bad when I fuck up people's names. And I'm going to do it now. McGranaman. I will definitely get some rest. Despite the Red Bull, I'm probably going to climb back in bed at like 8:30. Liz Biscuits. Thanks for being here. Arctic Noob. Have a great one. I'm glad you popped in. Okay. I think I covered everybody. We're good. All right. Nova, later. Great. See you guys.